Hi there, this is Peter Fan for Agent Builder Coaching in this week's edition of our Agent Advantage. This is week 6. And this week we're going to really kind of kickstart, maybe early start, your fall buyer lead generation and conversion push. Why do we do this early? Because we need to get your mind in shape and moving in the right direction. So in our newsletter and in our blog post and additional resources, there's a buyer's kit, there's some scripts, there's some objection handling stuff. So I really encourage you to kind of get your mind into what are we going to do for our fall push and building and working on whoever is in our database now and what kind of lead generation we need to do. I'm actually working on a much larger lead generation kit and tools and scripts and dialogues. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Then we can certainly talk about that. So many agents kind of forget about the fall as lead generation. They're typically ending up working on, kind of year end type stuff. So it's a really good time for you to go back into your database and say, hey, who wants or needs to move before year end and before the holidays, before time runs out on certain things. So, and there's good opportunities out there. Right now, there's actually a fair amount of sellers that need to sell, and so they are starting to get concerned about: are we going to miss the market? Are we going to miss our opportunity to sell our property? So, really start thinking about how to turn your fall into a buyer magnet, and that's what we've tried to do with our social media downloads. That's what we try to do with our scripts and dialogues and your buyer kit that we put together for you. So there is actually a good number of buyer opportunities there. I would encourage you to really pay attention to it. We ourselves are seeing increased buyer inquiries, both locally as well as regionally. In fact, including internationally. So if you are happen to be in a marketplace where there is possibly Canadians living abroad, and without naming names, you know what I'm talking about, then maybe it's a good time for you to pay attention to that and reach out and see whether or not they are now ready to purchase. Okay? So there is some urgency, absolutely, because a lot of people are actually thinking about this year end, wanting to be settled down, wanting to be dealt with their transition before the holidays. So this really is a good time. So in your newsletter, in the blog post, you'll find an expanded version of a video with some explanations, with some really good downloads, including the social media post. So make sure to subscribe, or if you have already subscribed, to download and get the information and take full advantage of it. So with that, thank you so very much. Have a fantastic week, and we'll talk to you soon. All the best.